Hey guys, just a quick update from iPod. So last time I showed you my 480 Red Devil from Power Color and that it did around 24-ish megahash in mining, and now I've actually BIOS modded the card, so it's still running at settings that the overclocking profile on the card brings if you toggle the BIOS switch. So that's 1330 on the core as well as 2000 megahertz on the RAM. However, the hashing speed increased quite substantially, so we are now at nearly 29 megahashes, while attached to the 4K as well as the secondary screen. And what did I do? Well, I modified the memory settings of those Samsung memory chips and applied the 1500 megahertz timings to the 2000 megahertz preset, which increases the memory bandwidth substantially. And since we are in the memory bottleneck when mining Ethereum here, we actually get the speed advantage translated in a mining speed increase. Also, while doing that, I've underclocked the card up to minus 42 millivolts, so the card is now running at 1131. That means lower temperatures and a lower power draw. Instead of 150 watts, we are now at 130. You can drop that further down when reducing the core clock, but I didn't want to do that right now. So how does this translate in payment? Well, there we go. We've actually hit about 4.6 euros a day now instead of around 4 on the previous run. Or yeah, you can check out the value on the previous video. However, with about the same power draw from the wall, we now mine for more money. So that's quite nice. And the flashing, once you know what you're doing, it's really a breeze, and yeah, you can't do much wrong when you know what you're doing. So I definitely do this again if I get my hands on another 480. However, these are sold out everywhere as well as the 580s, so yeah, this might have been the last time I did this. Okay guys, now I loaded the 1750 timings on the 2000 preset because the 1500 timings weren't stable while mining. I got errors in the miner, and while gaming it also had some texture issues, so some flickering and stuff and crashes while gaming, so it was clear that the memory settings weren't stable. So now we are at 1750 timings at 2000 megahertz. Again, stock clock, stock OC BIOS clocks on memory, and the GPU the same voltage under voltage offset. And now we are at 27.5, which is about 3.26, there we go, 4.45 euros a day. And as we can see now, there are no shares getting rejected. The left side here is the CPU. We didn't touch that yet. Yeah. So this is without any manual tinkering here. the next step I'll try is increasing the memory clock, as well as tinkering with the power target to check out whether we can actually increase our mining efficiency. One last thing is I'll power up GPU set now for these 1750 memory settings and check the GPU only power draw. So there we didn't change much, like 1 watt less, but that's like measurement inaccuracy, and that makes sense since we didn't change anything on the core but only the memory bandwidth settings. And as we can see, the memory controller load is again at 100%, the GPU as well. So yeah, mine is running well over there, and let me try the manual overclocking as next step. Okay, so now I've increased the memory settings to 2100, and this actually worked, unlike before. On the 1500 timings my miner crashed directly, but now we are back on track with 29 megahashes. So we are back at the full speed that we want, with kind of looser timings but a higher memory clock than before. So we reached the same bandwidth and therefore the same mega hashing rate, but this time stable. So in my opinion, this is a great achievement, and I'll let this run for a while and check back whether this is really 100% stable. Like, this PC is now freshly booted up. That's also why we see the 0.235 increase there, since Chrome isn't open this time and other stuff. So yeah, I'd just say we're back at 29 megahashes. Let's check out whether this RX 480 Red Devil can handle it. So now I decreased the power limit by 20%, so that means 20% less GPU power used. We are still at over 29 megahashes a second on the GPU right here. So that is again a great achievement. But what does this actually mean? Let me power up GPU-Z again, and let's check back the sensor, and there you can see the GPU only power draw wasn't dropped significantly, but we occasionally dropped down to 124. So that wasn't satisfying. Let's try -30 right here and apply that. So now, after the screen flickers a bit, our core clock actually drops further down, nearer to the sweet spot where these RX 480s want to be driven, and we actually see a big improvement now. We are at 122 watts now, and what's the hashing power saying? We just dropped slightly below 29 megahashes, 28.97 megahashes. So that's quite satisfying, as well as the reduced GPU power draw right here. But for my taste, this is fluctuating too much, so I'll just get back to -20, and Well, let's do the middle way. Let's say 25 and apply that. By the way, I did a separate video on my 390X about power draw, power limit, and that the reduce it, if you reduce the power limit, it actually helps with power draw on the system side of pulling power from the wall. So now we are back at 120s. Call clock is fluctuating, and we are again above 29 megahashes, at least occasionally. And yeah, I guess that's fine. So now you get an impression. There's a lot of sliders you can play with, have some fun, and finding out the sweet spot on these is actually the master task, but that includes some calculation that I'm not doing right now. Also keep in mind that the GPU power draw you see here does not include the board power draw, the VRAM power draw, and the power loss at the VRMs of the graphics card. So this is just really your power draw from the GPU die itself, and this does not give you a complete picture of what your graphics card is actually eating up on electricity. Okay, so that's it for now, I guess. We still don't have any errors on the right side here. This is running now for like 10-15 minutes. So I guess this is pretty stable. I'll play some games tomorrow, I guess, and check out whether my new RAM timings are game stable as well. But I'm quite confident right now that they will be. So thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe as always. Turn off your ad block so I get some sweet feedbacks from you watching these videos. Have a good day. Bye.